And good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Wrestletalk. My name is Ralph Williams. I am the host of Wrestletalk, and yeah, what do you want to talk about? And let us talk to you today, along with my co-host Smokin Jim Frazier, and we are here today, and this is a very special Wrestletalk post WrestleMania, and wow, what a show we had WrestleMania. I actually agree, Smokin Jim, and we'll get started with you. Welcome to the program. How are you? It's great to have you. And as always, we're going to be talking about some big-time stuff happening at WrestleMania. Smokin Jim.
Hey, this is my most fun thing to do all week, brother.
Oh, you know it. Okay. Also, I'm going to bring that back up right now. Okay. We have started something new here on Wrestletalk and on all RW Media Production programs, and that is our poll. And also, we have a new QR code up at the top there. All right, and also don't forget about our ticker take. There's some information there that you might be interested in. If you're interested in any sponsorship advertising, all the information is on our ticker take there. So watch it as it goes across. And our poll today is: do you think Cody Rhodes will hold on to the title past SummerSlam? I want to know yes, no, maybe, stick it in my ear, whatever. And, we also have some backup questions as well. So let me know if you're interested in participating in the poll. And also the QR code is there for you to participate as well if you're interested in doing it that way. And also your comments are always welcome. And we're live here on YouTube, Facebook, my two Facebook pages, and we're also live on Twitch and on the Kick Network. So I just want to let everyone know that we're live on all those networks as well. All right. My rant today is, and I have to do this because you know why I have to do this is because Pat McAfee, you have egg on your face because you stuck up with Randy Orton. You're pissed off and mad because the WWE lets you go because you left on your own accord, saying that you were burned out and everything else. And all of a sudden you come back and you're talking about how bad wrestling is with Cody Rhodes and how bad this is and how bad that is and everything else. You made yourself look like a complete jerk. Okay. Pat McAfee, I was going to do it today, but since you admitted you were wrong on your show, I will not do it. I was going to urge all Pittsburgh fans and anyone going to the draft to boo him right out of Pittsburgh for the stuff he pulled with Randy Orton. But Randy Orton lost a match. Jelly Roll took you out, and you got egg on your face. So I just want to let you know that, Pat. All right? And you know what? I still stick with what I say. When you act like that, you are an embarrassment to Pittsburgh. Okay? And I said that many times, and I'll say it again. So next time, Pat, make sure you pick the right buddies, okay? Because Randy Orton ended up RKOing you for screwing things up. So there you go. All right. That's my rant for today, Smokin Jim. Smokin Jim's wisdom. Anything you want to add today?
No, sir. All
right. Let's get started here, Smokin Jim. WrestleMania, night one. Let's get rolling here on this. Some great matches. It was just sad. Some of them were sad, others were not. But it was a good show. But I thought night two was better. And Bubba Brewer, friend of the show, has Allied Powers Wrestling Federation, and he talks wrestling as well. He said that he thought night two was better. So I believe that could be the case. So I thought the matches were better. But let's see here what we got here as well. Let me see here what we got here. All right. Let me see. Trick Williams. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that night two later. We're going to do night one here. So let's see what we got for night one. I do remember the matches, but I just want to make sure we got everything where we need it to be. There we go. All right. Let's look at night one results here. And there we go. All right. Let's take a look at night one results. Let's get some opinions here. Comments. Did you like night one or two or both? Was the whole thing good? Was it not? What did you like? What didn't you like? That kind of thing. All right. We have wrestling Wrestling grades here from Yahoo Sports Smokin Jim. And we're going to get started with the first match, which, of course, they went into the championship match first here. They gave it a B. The Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton match. Your thoughts on this? Cody Rhodes wins this match, but Cody Rhodes ends up because at the end of the match, not only did Randy Orton RKO Cody Rhodes, he also punt kicked him, and he also has a swollen eye shut. Now it's black eye, as we saw on Raw last night, but it was swollen shut at the end of WrestleMania, and therefore they are canceling all his European tours because of that. And I actually thought he was going to wear a patch last night because that eye looked awful from what I saw at the end of the match. He also bloodied his head by hitting him with the championship belt. Your thoughts, Smokin Jim, on this match, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton? Yahoo Sports gives him a B.
Yeah, I gave the match an A. I thought Randy Orton was going to win going in. It was a good match, but it ain't over till it's over with Randy.
Well, Cody Rhodes did say he had a surprise. I didn't expect Jelly Roll. I actually thought it was going to be Arn Anderson or his brother Dustin Rhodes. But I come to find out that Dustin, and thanks to one of the viewers, told me that Dustin is still with AEW and still has a contract. And he's hurt, and he's training wrestlers from what I understand right now. Don't know if he's coming back. He claims he wants to end his career in the WWE. When that happens, I don't know. He's in his 50s right now, and who knows what will happen after that. But we'll see what goes on with that. But that was given a B. Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer. Liv won this match. Thank you to Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne's back, and all their interference caused this to come down to this. Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer. They gave it a C. What'd you think of this match?
I rated it higher than that.
Yeah, I actually thought it was a better match than a C. I thought it was a B. I mean, I would give it a B. But I didn't like the outcome of it because, I don't like the Judgment Day in any way, shape, or form. And, so, but besides that, Gunther versus Seth Rollins. This was an A match right here. This was a good match. Sad that Seth lost because Braun Breaker is back. Okay. He come out and he speared Seth. And then Gunther took advantage of the situation, as Gunther always does. This was a favor to Paul Heyman. Now, Paul Heyman, like he did with CM Punk last year, owes Gunther a favor. So, Smokin Jim, first of all, what do you think the favor is? And number two, what was your thoughts on this match? Go ahead.
Well, you predicted Gunther. I thought Seth Rollins was going to win. Gunther's just such a tremendous wrestler anymore, and he doesn't care if you like him or hate him. He's going to put you to sleep. And I didn't know that Braun Breaker would be available because of his injury, but that's what keeps you on the edge of your seat in wrestling. You never know what's going to happen.
No, you do not. And then I want to say this, and I'll say this later on. I'm not going to say it right now, but I'll say it later on. I saw a lot of ring rust in Seth Rollins. He looked tired. He didn't look like he was sharp. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens when you come back too fast from an injury. WWE's medical staff, the general managers, and Triple H, Paul Lefebvre, said, don't come back right away, Seth. Get your injury fixed and then come back. He was medically cleared, but they told him not to because they didn't want the original match for WrestleMania Smokin Jim was supposed to be Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. All right. But since Braun got hurt, Seth got hurt, nobody knew what the medical staff was going to do. And so they created Seth Rollins versus Gunther. And I think they should have done something else. I think Seth should have sat out on this one. I know he wants to go to WrestleMania. I get it. You're trying to get back. I get it. All right. But, you cost yourself a match because you weren't prepared. And I mean, I know Seth is always prepared, but you could tell he wasn't, his stamina wasn't there yet. And he needs to really do something here because he'll lose more matches. And Braun Breaker's a crazy guy that'll come right after you. And if I'm Seth, I'd have eyes in the back of my head or find some people, start your own faction, do something. Maybe. And here's a thought I had, and I said this to my wife last night or on Sunday, Smokin' Jim. I think Seth Rollins should mend fences with Roman Reigns and join in with him and mend fences with CM Punk, and the three of them should go after the Vision. That's my thought. That's just my opinion. I mean, but I don't know because Seth can't do it by himself, and that's the bottom line right there. And he paid Obafemi to go after Brock Lesnar. He paid him, and in return, Paul Heyman paid and got Gunther to do a favor for him and take out Seth Rollins, which he did. He won the match, and now Paul Heyman owns Gunther a favor, and I'm just imagining what that favor is. So we will find out. So, all right.
Will CM Punk and Roman Reigns, are they on good terms?
Are they what?
On good terms?
No, they hate each other. They totally hate each other.
But you said they should all team up.
They should all team up. I mean, mend fences. I mean,
I got you.
Smokin' Jim, I use this term all the time. I drove a cab for 15 years. There were guys that hated my guts. They hated my first wife's guts. They were jealous of us because we made money. Okay. All right. They were jealous. They didn't like us. They didn't respect us. But there were times when I needed them guys to cover my trips, and we all agreed that whether we like each other or not, we had a pact driving a cab. And I want to explain this to somebody who said that I'll never that I sold out Pittsburgh. But if you watch my Ralph report, I did not. But I use this term, okay? Whether we like each other or not, we always agreed to help each other for the good of the customer. So when I would give somebody that I didn't like or I didn't respect or I didn't trust a trip, they knew better than to give them their business card or say anything derogatory or call me names or anything because they knew I would come and find them. Okay, but then I could walk. You understand what I'm saying? And I would go and find them. And I told them, you ever do anything to my customers or anything else, because then I would never call them again. And that's another thing. They would lose money. All right. So sometimes, Smokin' Jim, you got to dance with the enemy or you got to dance with people you don't want to dance with. Okay. Remember the Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes? They don't like each other, but they got together for the benefit of taking out, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes that's what you have to do. And I've had to do it in my life. And to this day, I would still do it. Whatever it takes to get things done, get customers satisfied or whatever, and Seth Rollins might have to do that because I don't know what friends he has that he could form a faction to go up against the Vision. I don't. But, Roman Reigns and CM Punk, they got issues with the Vision. They've got issues with Paul Heyman. So, it would be foolish for the three of them not to get together and at least try. And the Usos. Jey Uso got beat up. The Usos have been beat up by the Vision. They took their tag team belts. So why can't they all work together, take them out? So that's going to have to happen. And I think War Games, it probably will. I think War Games is where it'll happen because that's where you can put all your teams together like that. You know what I mean? And down the road, I got a statement I want to make to Roman Reigns because it's going to get crazy with this championship this time. Not like it did before. All right, Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. They gave it a B. Yahoo Sports. Smokin' Jim, what are your thoughts on this match? Again, AJ Lee didn't look herself. Of course, when you've been off for 10 years and you've only had a couple of matches and you didn't have any decent or real good singles matches going in, you didn't defend the title very much, that'll wear you down. Becky won. She got the belt back. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm always in the man's corner. Just a tremendous wrestler, mean streak in her. The whole bit, I figured she'd get her revenge, and she did. Even though The lady she wrestled is a cutie pie.
Yeah,
Fan
yeah, fan
favorite.
favorite. Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
want to see her hurt, but the man don't care. She'll tear you apart if you get in that ring with her.
I heard a rumor, but I don't know if it's true. It came from a pretty good source, uh, or a pretty good thing. I'm hearing now that possibly CM Punk and AJ are going to walk away from the business again. If you ever notice, and I said this to my wife, I says, I wanted Roman Reigns to win this match because I like Roman Reigns. I have his gear. Acknowledge me. I like when he does that and things like that. And I also like CM Punk. But if I said to my wife, if this match gets long, Roman Reigns is going to win because Roman Reigns has been in a lot of long matches, and CM Punk had too much of a layoff. Okay, when he gets into long matches, he can't fight. I watched him in AEW. He wore down quickly against MJF a couple times, and in the long matches that CM Punk was in AEW, I watched him. And he was once it got beyond like 5-10 minutes, he was starting to wear down, and it happened again against Roman Reigns. So I'm just saying, Roman Reigns has better stamina because I've seen him in some long matches. So I mean, and I said it was going to happen, and it did. And I'm hearing a small rumor again. I don't know if it's true. Rumors are rumors that both him and AJ are going to step away again because both of them, I guess, the abuse on their bodies. I guess they have other things going on. Maybe I know AJ's writing books and doing different things, making public appearances about mental health and stuff like that. So, we'll see what goes on with that as we go here. All right. The fatal four-way for the women's tag team championship, Smokin' Jim. We have new champs. Brie Bella and Paige made her reappearance on WWE because Nikki Bella had to have emergency surgery on her broken ankle. So therefore, Paige had to fill in. And Paige and Brie Bella won the belts against Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Irresistible Forces Bailey, and Lyra Valkyrie. What do you think of that match, Smokin' Jim? And your thoughts? Yahoo Sports gave it a B+.
Well, I tell you what, I think the fans would like to hear your opinion on that one, Ralph.
Well, I liked it because it was great to see Paige back. I didn't expect her to be filling in because there were stories going around that Nikki was going to be ready, but then the medical staff said she wasn't going to be ready and she had to have emergency surgery on that ankle. So with that, you had to bring in somebody to replace her, so they brought Paige in. Paige and the Bellas are very good friends. They've been friends for many, many years, and we'll see how far they go with these belts. You got the natural disasters or whatever they're called, the natural, they're going to be looking for them, and they got a lot of competition out there. You still got Lyra and Bailey still in the hunt, which why I don't know. They lose matches all the time. I don't know where Charlotte and Alexis are going to go. All right, so my opinion of this is we will see where they go with this and how long this stays, and will Nikki come back in time to, if the belts are still in their place, will she come and take it back, or is she going to let Paige and Brie do their thing? I don't know. That's something I don't have an answer to, but in my eyes, I thought it was, this was an A match right here. Yahoo Sports gave it an A. I thought it was an A too. The unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. What a match this was.
Wow.
Jacob won, and I'm glad. Because you know why? Would you Drew cry? But Drew's not going to be around. Drew's not going to be around for a while. Smokin' Jimmy's involved in a movie, so and he's not going to be around for a while. So this was the ideal match to get him out. But Jacob Fatu now got in the face of Roman Reigns last night, and he wants a shot at the belt. And rather than helping his cousin out and joining the group, he wants the belt. So. And as I said later on, I'll give you my opinion as to why Roman Reigns better grow eyes in the back of his head. And I'm glad he brought his cousins along with him as a security blanket. And I'll tell you about that later. Also, Ethan Page made his debut last night on Monday Night Raw. So from NXT, formerly of AEW, it's great to see him. I hear Ricky Saints will be next coming up from the NXT, and so there were a lot. Some debuts were done last night as well. All right, Smokin' Jim, your thoughts on this match here between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre?
Man, there's not too many people I picked to beat Drew McIntyre, but I thought Jacob would.
Oh yeah, here was an interesting match here. The Usos and LA Knight, and LA Knight versus the Vision and ISO Speed. So therefore, or ISO Speed, he's called ISO Speed. Sorry, supposed friend of Logan Paul's until this match, because he blew it, and then at the end of the match decided to do the Shane McMahon elbow. It seems like WrestleMania 42 Smokin' Jim was the Shane McMahon elbow night, because he got up on the top rope and did that Shane McMahon elbow all the way to the announce table on Logan Paul. So with the help of the Usos and LA Knight, seems like he went into their corner after he lost the match for them. And Logan Paul got angry and started beating him up and going after ISO Speed. And ISO Speed said at the beginning, Smokin' Jim, he didn't want to be involved in this match. But Nick Aldis put him in this match. So, or Adam Pearce or whatever, put him in this match. So, there you are. Blame Adam Pearce for that. But anyway, your thoughts, Smokin' Jim, on that match?
Yeah, I can't add any more to it, man. You laid it out perfectly, Ralph.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, okay, here we go. Let's look at hold on a second here. Okay, I think we covered every match. Yes, we did. All right. Let's get into night number 2. All right. WrestleMania 42, night 2. So let's get into that. We're going to go into Forbes magazine, and they're going to give ratings and grades as to what they thought was going to be this, what was going to happen here. Okay. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. Oba won the match. It was a quick match. It wasn't very long. And I explained earlier to you as to what's going on with Brock Lesnar. But go ahead, Smokin' Jim. Your thoughts on Oba Femi beating Brock Lesnar?
I was surprised. I never think anybody could beat Brock. I guess Father Time's catching up to him. Some of the injuries are catching up to him. But Oba is just a huge human being. He's a young, up-and-coming, hungry, and he deserved a victory.
I thought I had a feeling Brock was in trouble this time, but not only this, Smokin' Jim, but Brock put his boots down, took his gloves off, and said, "I'm done. I retired." Had tears in his eyes. Paul Heyman was crying away like he always does anyway, and but he said this is it for him. Now I was quite surprised because the story I heard was SummerSlam was going to be Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, and Gunther was going to retire Brock Lesnar. That was what I was told. And then now they did this, and I explained to you off air, and I'll explain to you right now. I read a report that Brock's got some health issues that have lingered on for years, which is partially one of the reasons why he was only a part-time wrestler. This I did not know until I found out today, actually. And I'm not going to go into the extent of his injuries, but he has some, and they're starting to wear his body down, so he doesn't want to wrestle anymore. And also, I've mentioned many times, I'll mention it again, he's involved now with his family's butcher shops all over Canada and in the United States. He's also has some videos out there. I watched a video of him cutting meat, and he's going to start doing that kind of stuff. So probably be on the Food Network or something, showing you how to butcher meat or whatever. But that's what he's doing now, and I'm good luck to him. He was a good wrestler. He was the first wrestler to ever not only just win wrestling titles, but to win an UFC title as well. No one else has ever done that, other than Ronda Rousey on the female end of things. But on the male side, that's going on as well. Speaking of Ronda Rousey, she's back in UFC or back doing MMA of some kind. Also, I saw something today, or the other day actually, and a little bit this morning. There's a wrestling company out there, Smokin' Jim, that has this round ring with no ropes around it. I don't know what the name of the company is. and I watched a match. You're not going to believe who it was. Shayna Baszler versus Natalya Neidhart. You there, Smokin' Jim?
Wow, that's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the wrestling company. I think they mix MMA in with wrestling. I believe that's what it is. And Natty looked pretty good. She threw some good kicks, some punches, and then Shayna came in, and then there's a referee in there to count three, and and it's in a round little like platform, and there's no ropes around it. But I saw them doing that, and I thought that was pretty interesting. So
that's crazy.
I was actually surprised, about that. And Ronda Rousey, as I mentioned, she's back in MMA. She'll never go back to the WWE, I don't think.
She's back in MMA.
Yeah, she's back in MMA. She's doing some stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's doing some stuff. So I guess her WWE royalty money ran out. I guess I don't know. What do I know? All right, Penta involved in a 6-man ladder match for the IC title. Rusev was in there. It was Javon Evans. It was Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, and I'm trying to think there was another. Oh, and JD McDonough was in there too. Penta won the match. He climbed the ladder, won the match. Rusev last night went after Javon Harris because he was the one that threw him or got rid of him out of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on Friday night. And, but anyway, so that's what happened. And now Rusev is there's going to be a battle between him and Javon Evans. And then Rusev went after Penta. And, you know where that goes. So, but your thoughts, Smokin' Jim, on that match?
I tell you what, get your opinion on that one, Ralph.
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was ideal for WrestleMania, and but Penta agreeing to a 6-man ladder match. I don't know if I'm a champ, I want to do that, but he did. So
wow.
But anyway, he asked for it actually because I guess he wanted to see who the better people were for that and everything else. But now he's got Rusev crawling up his butt, and if I'm Penta, I don't know if I want that kind of wrestler. All right, here was an A+ match, but a sad ending. Trick Williams beat Sami Zayn. Of course, Yachty got involved in it, of course, and but Trick won, and so of course he still makes his comments about Sami Zayn. He's from Canada. He don't deserve the U.S. belt and all that stuff. So because I watched the post program, and I was surprised. It was Michael Cole and Wade Barrett through the whole WrestleMania. I thought, well, since they were on night 1, maybe night 2, it might have been Testator or Michael Cole and Corey Graves, but it wasn't. It was they did both nights, and I was actually quite surprised. They used to alternate SmackDown and Raw announcers back and forth, or 1-and-1. They didn't do any of that this year. They just stuck with Michael Cole, but Corey Graves was involved in the pre and post game shows, so he was involved in that with Joe Testator as well. So, all right, your thoughts on well, I already got your thought. Your thoughts on this Trick Williams and Sami Zayn match? Go ahead.
Well, Trick is up and coming. He's gotten beat by a few guys that I thought he could beat. Sammy's getting up there in age. Trick looked like he just wore him down. And but Trick had a big mouth.
Yeah, I know that. I see that.
Yeah. So and that's good for the sport. So we'll see what's happening next for Trick Williams.
All right, the Demon, Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. This match was a good match the other night, but last night I didn't appreciate the fact. And if I'm Finn Balor, why would you go fight JD McDonough the night after WrestleMania? I mean, I don't get that, but Judgment Day come out, did their thing on him, but he cleaned house and with them. So Your thoughts? The Demon won. Finn Balor against Dominic Mysterio. You there, Smokin' Jim?
I didn't think Dirty Dom would lose, but Finn Balor, he's just an experienced veteran that can do some real damage in there. Once he gets on the roll, he's always in top shape. And that move that he has where he jumps off the
coup de
top of the
grace,
ropes.
they call it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how anybody takes that. Like, you can't come back from that. But it's too bad because they were partners at one time.
Yeah, and then when he's the Demon, he's always more ruthless when he's the Demon. So that's where he started his career, as the Demon. So I mean, in the WWE and NXT. All right, next, Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. I knew this was going to happen. A lot of people don't know this, but Jade Cargill has not wrestled a lot. And I said this again to my wife, and I'll say it again here. Jade Cargill is not the type of wrestler that can be dragged out into a long match. She's another Bill Goldberg. If she can't finish you off right away or within 5 minutes or whatever, once it gets past 10 minutes, she don't know what to do because she don't have enough in her arsenal to do that. I've seen it in AEW, and now it bit her in the butt Sunday night against Rhea Ripley. Rhea defeated her. And also the B-Fab and Meechin tried to get involved. Io Scott came out and helped out. Of course, that helped out a little bit as well. Jay got distracted. Rhea won the match, but still, you could tell Jade just didn't know what to do if her signature moves didn't work. And, you see a lot of them there thinking about what can I do to fix it? Or what can I do that I'm not doing right here? I'm using my signature moves and she still doesn't, and Jade Cargill had no answers. So Rhea Ripley won the match. And of course, Jade had to stick her nose in it again, so you know how that is. So anyway, Smokin' Jim, your thoughts on Rhea Ripley winning against Jade Cargill? You there, Smokin' Jim? Did I lose him? I think I lost Smokin' Jim. You there, Smokin' Jim? No. All right, well, looks like we lost Smokin' Jim Frazier. I don't know what's going on with him. But anyway, probably a bad connection here or something. All right, next, we're going to talk about Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. All right, let me say this. Roman Reigns is in for a long haul this time. And the reason I say that is he's got a lot of great competitors looking for. I didn't expect Jacob Fatu to step up like this last night. I really didn't. I didn't expect him to step up last night. So what I saw from this that I really liked about this whole thing was that Roman Reigns got his cousins back involved. Now, I thought when Jacob came out, I thought he was going to say, well, I want to be involved. But no, he come out to challenge Roman Reigns to a fight. I was actually quite surprised because I thought CM Punk was going to do this, but he did not. And as I mentioned earlier, if you were watching the show earlier, you could check out the archive version. Don't forget our poll. We have our new poll, and we have our QR code. Don't forget that as well. And starting next week, we're going to have trivia. So I just want to let you know about that. All right. We're going to be doing trivia on all my shows, all across the board, even my radio shows too. We're going to be doing some trivia. But like I mentioned, Roman Reigns better look out. He's got a lot of competition coming at him. Obafemi, okay? Now Jacob Fatu. All right. We're on Breaker's back. He wants the title. Okay? And whether you like this or not, Seth Rollins. All right? Maybe CM Punk might want a shot at this, and Gunther. All right? So please, I'm telling you right now, and I think Roman knew this. He knew it going in, that if he wins this belt, he's going to have some tough sledding in Raw this year. I mean, I don't think there's been any more competition than what I'm seeing right now that's gone up against Roman Reigns. That will be. He's got all those guys coming after him. He's got a big, big, fat bullseye on his back now. And at least he said in the post show that he'll be here throughout the summer. So I don't know what other movie plans he has. I don't know if he's going to even be in any more movies. He's been in 2. The Rock has set him up with some other stuff. So I don't know. And now you got Drew McIntyre, as I mentioned earlier, going off to the movie. Sheamus is supposed to be getting involved in movies now. Becky Lynch has been in movies. I mean, Tiffany Stratton has said that when she turns 30, she wants to get into movies and modeling. She don't want to be a wrestler until she's 50, 60 years old and be, getting all beat up and torn up and all that other stuff. So, okay. So what I'm saying is that Roman Reigns better be careful. He better watch what he's doing. All right. And now that the Usos are with him, I like that. I'm glad he's bringing the old bloodline back. I wish Jacob Fatu didn't challenge him and would be with him there. And if he gets Zilla Fatu involved, because I keep hearing stories about him coming to the WWE, he's got himself a pretty good group there to go after the division. Okay. I don't think he's going to go after Solo Sikoa. I think he's had enough of that. He put that to bed. So for everyone out there, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. Friday night, don't forget about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal that happened Friday night. That was pretty interesting. That was a very interesting Battle Royal. So, now they have it on Friday nights. They used to have it at WrestleMania. Why they don't, I don't know. Okay. But they do. And that's where we are with that. So, but anyway, hang on a second here, folks. I've got a little bit of a situation here. Hold on. Hang on a minute here. Always when I'm doing a show. All right, let's see here. Royce Keys. Congratulations to Royce Keys. He's the one who won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And that's good for his career, Royce Keys. Formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs. He is now in the WWE. His name is Royce Keys. All right. So, my opinion of that is I think that's a stepping stone for him. And I don't know where he goes from here. And we're going to find out. I watched all right, let's move on. We already did enough about WrestleMania. Last night's Raw was, kind of, you knew it after WrestleMania what it was going to be about. So, Anyway, let's get started here. I want to talk about Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle. Oh, and those of you who don't know, last week they had the pay-per-view for AEW Dynasty. MJF lost his belt to Darby Allin, but the reason is MJF is going into the movie business now. He's going away for a bit to do some movie work, or series work, or whatever it's called. Okay. And so he lost to Darby Allin. FTR won their match against Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. I was actually quite surprised of that. And the Young Bucks are trying to get back into the scene. So AEW is pretty much the same. Don Callis family's, it is what it is with them. And, so we'll go from there. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame. Demolition. Great speech by Demolition. Stephanie McMahon. I did not know that Stephanie McMahon had, and Paul Lefebvre had 3 daughters. I didn't know that. I thought they only had maybe 2 or something and a son. I don't know. But anyway, it was good to see Stephanie. Demolition. But the interesting thing was, if you watch the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, Linda McMahon spoke, and I got to tell you, she does not look that great anymore. Now she works for President Trump. She's his education secretary, and it was nice to see her again. Haven't seen her for a while. Didn't see Vince. I don't know if he's not allowed to be around any of that stuff. I do know he got his license suspended because he was driving 85 miles an hour on the Florida highway and crashed his car or caused a wreck or something. And they want to permanently take away his license. So Vince McMahon's in hiding. He was not there, but at the Hall of Fame for Stephanie. Neither was Shane. I didn't see them there, at least. I don't know. Maybe they were there. I don't know. I didn't see them. So anyway, one other thing too was, it was interesting. The Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan match in WrestleMania 3 was honored. That was one great match. I watched it myself, and I thought that was a pretty decent match. Actually, I actually thought that was a pretty good match. It was really good, and I mean, it was interesting to see Hulk Hogan beat Andre the Giant, and I had a suspicion that was going to happen because WWE was moving on with Hulk Hogan and moving away from Andre the Giant. So, also, Psycho Sid, Vicious, Justice, Psycho Sid, whatever they call him, like 5 different names. But his family was there. He's passed. His family was there in honor of him. But the interesting part about it was when they did the thing for Demolition, Arn Anderson was there, and I knew he would be because he's Cody Rhodes' trainer. I also saw Haku there. And Haku, in case a lot of you don't know, is the father of 4 of the 5 members of the MFTs. The J.C. Mateo, the 2 Tongas, or all the 3 Tongas there. That's all his kids. So, then they all wrestle with Solo Sikoa. And if you listen to what Jey Uso said one time to Solo, why are you teaming up with these guys, with this part of our family? We don't associate ourselves with them because of their psychotic ways, I guess. I don't know. All right. But that brought that back to me when I saw Haku up there. And I pointed out to my wife that, Haku is the father of those 4 guys. So, but anyway, I apologize earlier for Sports Corner. We were supposed to do a fake Mike Tomlin press conference. Didn't have enough time. Got into the heat of the moment of conversation. So I apologize for that. So we didn't do that today either. There's our poll question. Do you think how long do you think Cody Rhodes, or do you think Cody Rhodes will hold on to the belt past SummerSlam? What chances does he have of keeping it? Will Randy Orton come back, or do you think he's going to retire? That's another question there as well. It's a backup question. I'm hearing stories this was his last match. I don't know. I mean, rumors are out there. The internet's doing their thing. Social media, AI, you know how it is. But we'll find out what's going on with that. Pat McAfee done. We talked about that earlier. I don't want to talk about Pat McAfee anymore. I'll be ashamed of himself for even doing what he was doing. So, but anyway, that's just my opinion on Pat McAfee. So you can have yours. You're always welcome to your opinion here on the comment section. Also, Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa. That's a heated thing going on there. They're not getting along, and we're going to find out what happens. But Matt Riddle, I watched something this morning. It was interesting. It was a 15-minute story about Matt Riddle. They had Matt on. He burned a lot of bridges, and not only just in the WWE, but all across the wrestling world, that no other wrestling federation other than MLW and some of the independents would even take him. He lost his marriage, I believe. I think he did. And where they filmed it at was at a bar, so I'm assuming he owns that bar. They didn't say that he did, okay? Usually when you do a broadcast from a bar that's empty, it's usually either a bar you own or a friend owns it or something, all right? And, Matt Riddle got himself in a jackpot when he was tested positive for drugs and showed up at WWE events high and drunk and whatever else. He was a party kind of dude, surfer kind of guy, lives in Las Vegas. Maybe he spent too much at the tables over the years and became broke. All right. But I seen him in a match against Bishop Dyer, formerly known as Baron Corbin. Okay. And I got to tell you, he fights the best of them, but he was agitating Bill Goldberg. He was agitating Brock Lesnar. Him and Randy Orton really didn't have much of a relationship. They did it for the company. Randy Orton said he was immature. There were a lot of things said about Matt Riddle. And, when you're a problem child like that, you burn your bridges. I want to say this, and I am a person who will admit when I make mistakes. I have burned my bridges with some radio stations. I have. This last time with Beaver County Radio, I did not. I was stuck in the butt, and I didn't appreciate it. I was the most talented person there. They didn't appreciate my talents. They didn't appreciate what I was doing for the station, putting them on the map on a national perspective. They didn't appreciate it at all. And they again, just like some other people, put me out the pasture, and I thought that was wrong. But I have made some mistakes in the past that have cost me jobs of all kinds and some other things because I've said things or done things that were completely stupid. You grow up to that. But the older you get, the wiser you get, at least you should. Okay. But Matt Riddle really burned his bridges with a lot of people that he's in the independent circuit. Every independent thing I see has Matt Riddle involved in the card. Rhino's still out there. I see him. A lot of guys now are doing that. But see, Matt Riddle has to do it because nobody else will take him. MLW still has him. He's with that EC or EYW. That's the one Omega's supposed to be going into. Because Omega said that, Kenny Omega said that he has some issues with his health, since he had those surgeries the last time, and he can't wrestle like he used to. And he's talking about going into the independents or retiring or cutting back on his schedule. I'm hearing Adam Copeland. This is it for him. This is his last contract. Of course, he came back after being down with a neck injury for a while. Maybe the neck's bothering him. I don't know. The older you get, I hear Ron Killings, R-Truth is getting ready to step away. You're 50 years old, it beats your body up. 40 years old. When you become 40, your bone structure changes. I learned this from a former head nurse. Told me that your bone structure changes when you're 40 years old. Athletes should know that. And if you're a professional wrestler or if you're a wrestler or any kind of an athlete, when you're over 40 years old, you know how that can be. My bone structure changed when I was 40. I did a labor-intensive job, and I beat my back up, and I beat my knees up and legs and all that other stuff. So you see what I'm getting at. All right. But Matt Riddle, what he did, and he burned his bridges so bad that nobody wants him. And I don't think he'll ever get back to the WWE. I really don't. Unless he changes some attitudes, makes some apologies. Sometimes you got to apologize to people. You got to eat it. I've done it. All right. You got to eat it. And I've done it. Okay. All right. And I've done some things in my time with jobs and stuff that I regret, that I've said some things or burned my bridges, and everyone thinks that I've burned my bridges all across the radio business. Maybe I have. I don't know. All I do is tell it like it is. All I do is I tell it the way I see it. But you know what's funny about it? Nobody respects it. Nowadays, nobody respects it because you got too many progressives out here. Oh, we can't say that. We can't do that. I'm not going to go into that here. Tune in tomorrow night, 7:30, Ralph's Opinion Show. I forgot to mention that earlier today, too. And don't forget tomorrow, 3 to 4 p.m., Philadelphia, 8:60 a.m., WWDB. I'll be on from 3 to 4. The Ralph Williams Show will be live. And then I'll have a phone number for you. Tune in. You'll get the phone number. And you can call in and talk from 3 to 4 p.m. every fourth Wednesday of the month, WWDB 8:60 a.m. as well. And then don't forget tomorrow night, Ralph's Opinion, along with, let me see where that is here. Hold on a second here. I got it. Yeah, I got it right here. Here's Ralph's Opinion tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. We're not going to be doing the way I see it, though, more of an edition for a little while here because of the war in Iran. A lot of national topics going on. Not really a whole lot going on down here that I really want to talk about. Plus, don't forget, I have my Saturday morning show from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. On 93.5 The Beach, my radio show down in the Delmarva area. Check it out. Go on the beach, 935thebeach.com as well. You can tune in there and also on Radio Stations USA. Scroll down to 93.5 The Beach, push the arrow, and boom, you're on the air to listen to the Ralph Williams Show. Also, the Ralph Williams Show is also on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. All right, here we go. I'm back now. 92.5, 12:50 a.m., 92.5 on the FM dial, the Ralph Williams Show. Every single Saturday morning, also 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. up in the Western Pennsylvania area on 1250. And then don't forget as well, the Saturday sports show canceled again this week. But Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we will be doing live stream RW Media Productions. Myself, Pensman Sports, Brian Pettit will be off and on all three shows. Thursday night, round one, round two on Friday night. And then Saturday, rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the NFL draft. Don't forget, tune in right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and the Kick networks. All right, all RW Media shows. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also follow me on my other social media platforms. Down below in the ticker take, you will see for a sponsorship advertising as well. Sunday, 10 to 11 a.m., 1250 The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial, the Ralph Williams Show, along with Tony Moreno. And then on Saturday, 8 to 9 a.m. on the Ralph Williams Show on 1250 a.m., 92.5 on the FM dial. My guest will be Jesse James, not the football player or the outlaw Jesse James or whatever, but he will be joining me. He is running against Chris DeLuzio. And get this, the Republican Party's calling DeLuzio delusional. So we'll see what Jesse has to say on Saturday, 8 to 9 a.m. on 1250 a.m. The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial. And please don't forget about Friday, 6:20 a.m. KHB, the Sports Corner Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smokin, Jim Frazier. It's 92.5 on the FM dial, 2 to 3 p.m. every Saturday as well. Don't forget, tune into all our W Media shows, and the poll will be up for a while here. Next week, we'll come up with numbers for the poll and everything else. So I am Ralph Williams for Smokin' Jim Frazier, who I lost his connection earlier, but for him as well. Have yourself a great one. And until next week, please be safe. Thank you. And by all means, please, please, please be safe. When the NFL draft this weekend up in Pittsburgh, have eyes in the back of your head. That's all I got to say. Have a good one.